Alright guys, welcome back to week 2 of the Scottish Fitbaw show, the shittest show to grace YouTube, where I, your host, Son of Scotland 98, reviews all the Scottish Premiership games from the weekend. And what a weekend it was. A shitload of goals were scored by the Old Firm. There was big upsets in the league, and it looks like Kilmarnock are not only going to get knocked out of Europe, but also the Scottish Premiership, because they are god awful. But the first game we're going to talk about is Rangers versus Hibernian. In my opinion, the game of the week. I was expecting this to be a close one, but it looks like Rangers had other plans as they thrashed 10 men Hibernian by 6 goals to 1. And if this wasn't sending out a statement, a message to Celtic that Rangers can compete for the league, I don't know what is. Jermaine Defoe was also sending out a message that he can score the goals that Morales can, as he banged in not 1, not 2, but 3 goals as he secured a hat-trick for Rangers. Now, Defoe may be able to replace Morales in terms of goals, but whether he can replace him in terms of red cards is another thing altogether. However, if Rangers can keep both Morales and Defoe, Jesus Christ, you're looking at maybe even 50 goals between them for the season. So I think Rangers can pose a massive threat to Celtic's 9 in a row this season. As for Hibernian, it will be interesting to see how they bounce back. This was an absolute demolition job by the hands of Rangers, and then Hibernian in the first week, they just snatched a win against St Mirren. They weren't really impressive. They weren't impressive in the Betfred Cup either, so Heckingbottom, after stating he thinks Hibs can challenge at the top of the table, has his work cut out for him. There is talk of major investments at Easter Road, but we're still really yet to see that. The transfer window isn't closed yet, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any big money signings in it. At the moment, I predict that Hibernian to finish 4th. And it's looking like 4th at best for me. I just don't see Hibs finishing any higher than that. But the rest of the league's pish, so they've got a good chance of getting 4th. Up next, in what was undoubtedly the biggest upset of the week, St Mirren beat Aberdeen by 1 goal to 0, and you can guarantee the Sheep fans won't be happy. They'll be saying McKinn's out quicker than the Democrats can call Donald Trump a racist.
You are fake news.
Great win for St Mirren, and that could prove to be a vital 3 points come the end of the season if St Mirren are in that expected relegation battle. As for Aberdeen, this might have been caused by the Thursday night Europa League game, or it could have just been a poor performance from the Sheep. Either way, I still expect them to finish 3rd. As for Kilmarnock, it was another defeat, and it means that Alessio is still winless in his Kilmarnock managerial career. You know you've got problems when you lose to Hamilton Academical and their 2 fans in the stadium. And not a lot to say. I think Kilmarnock are going down. I honestly believe that. And in the words of that fat, bald Kilmarnock fan, oh no! I think Kilmarnock are fucked. That's pretty much it, guys. I think they are doing Hamilton. I think Hamilton's going to finish 12th. Kilmarnock will finish 11th. I don't know, man. It depends. If they get rid of him, they've got a chance. You know what I mean? I think they will. If they're in such a bad state that they could go down, then they will get rid of the manager. You know what I mean? But any chance of them building on last season is gone. Any chance of top 6 is gone. I think Kilmarnock, I think they're going to have a bad season, and I think they're going to lose all their best players at the end of the season. So I don't know, to me that's Kilmarnock, they're a bottom 6 team again. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but you know what, man, life fucking sucks. And speaking of life sucks, this one sucked big donkey dick as Celtic defeated Motherwell by 5 goals to 2. Motherwell took an early lead through Liam Donnelly, and you're thinking, oh yes, there's a chance here. Celtic might drop points. Someone other than Celtic might win the league. There might be a bit of excitement in Scottish football, and then before you know it, 2 minutes later, Adger equalised, and we knew from that moment on that it was only going to be one outcome. So Celtic ended up winning 5-2. Liam Donnelly got another goal as a consolation late on to make it 5-2. But you know what I mean, job done for Celtic, and they look really impressive. That's 2 absolute hammerings so far for them. And up next they play Hearts, so that means it's going to be an easy win. So 3 wins on the bounce for Celtic, and it's looking good for 9 in a row. Speaking of Hearts, they were held 0-0 at home to Ross County, and Ross County could have even took the win, but Brian Graham missed a penalty in the closing minutes, even though it says there that he scored, so that is definitely a botch. Don't blame me, it's the SPFL for getting shite fucking graphics. But Craig Levein, more importantly, at the end of the match said that, and I quote, Hearts were second best in all areas of the pitch. Now, that's okay if you're against fucking Barcelona. I don't mind being second best in all areas of the pitch. But when you're at home against Ross County, that is a little bit worrying. But hey, at least Craig Levein tells the truth. So he's no a lying bastard. He's just a bastard that's shite at managing Fitbaw teams. And last but not least, Tommy Wright steadied the ship for his St Johnstone team as they drew 2 goals apiece against Livingston. Tommy Wright says St Johnstone need players. He's got time to bring them in. People talking about St Johnstone going down. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to finish 7th, 8th around that area. As for Livingston, again, maybe a wee bit lower than that, 9th, 8th. But I can't see Livingston going down. I think both of these teams will finish in the bottom 6. But I think both will also be pretty safe from relegation. So there we see the top of the table. Celtic and Rangers, the only 2 teams with a 100% winning record. Great start to the season for both of them. And I think it was vital for Rangers to actually get a solid win over Hibernian, because it helped the goal difference. As you can see, Celtic plus 10 already. If Rangers had only beat Hibernian 2-1, which was the score by the time Hibs got a man sent off, Rangers would be minus 8 in the goal difference behind Celtic, and that's pretty much already an extra point. So I think it was a massive win for Rangers. Ross County sitting in 3rd place, Aberdeen in 4th, joint there with St Mirren and Hamilton and Hibernian, all on 3 points. Hearts, Motherwell, St Johnstone have 1 point apiece, and Kilmarnock, the team that you could argue the team of the season last year. They delivered last season. This season, they're delivering fucking failure. They're bottom of the league with 9 points. And as for Wanker of the Week, a new segment on this channel, on this show, and we're giving that to Craig Levein, because for a guy to... he came out and said that Hearts were second best in all areas of the pitch. If that wasn't bad enough, then you'd realise he's the manager and it's all his fault. So Craig Levein, you are this week's Wanker of the Week. And it had to be him. I mean, come on to fuck. When you draw 0-0 at home to Ross County and you're second best in every area, you may as well hand in your resignation or kill yourself, man. I don't know, man. But Craig Levein, Wanker of the Week, no doubt about it. Alright guys, welcome to the phone in. Unfortunately, the line's down. We couldn't get Big Graham, but we've managed to get the mobile out, and we've got Gaming Jesus, the first guest of this show, and he'll probably be the only legit guest going forward, because I'm pish and this is how I roll. So GW, what did you make of this week's Fitbaw? Old Firm look pretty much unstoppable, Hearts are pish, and Kilmarnock are going down pretty much. I think that sums it up.
McKenzie as well. No, we're going to include that one in now, no?
Well, I mean, he'll win next week and they'll say he's better than Ferguson, do you know what I mean? It's schizophrenia up at Aberdeen.
Well, we knew it was going to be a 2-horse race, but now it's officially a 2-horse race. The rest of the horses have been put down.
The sheep have been herded up, and they've been... the other 10 horses have been raped by Islam.
Can't be saying that now. I don't want to be on this if you're going to slather against the most peaceful religion in the world.
Sorry, this shite will never get monetised anyway. See, Michael Stewart turned around and said Hearts could challenge Rangers and Celtic if they got rid of Levein.
Oh, you're a Hearts man, what do you think of that?
I think he's talking pish. What do you think?
He's talking pish, man. Well, put it this way. Were Hearts not doing good before, I know not before Levein, before the other, what's Cathro? They're not doing good before him.
Well, they were, but I mean, that could have been the Robbie Nielsen effect, just like Kilmarnock were doing well, but they weren't they before Steve Clark?
Well, I think Hearts have got a much better squad than Hibs, like.
Yeah. Well,
I think Hibs' team's pish.
That's no great, is it? Like, I mean, I think Hearts have got a better team than Hibs, but no faith in Levein.
They million transfer budget and they spent nothing, so...
Hat-trick for Defoe. Who's the number one striker going forward? Should Rangers cash out?
No. Keep them both.
I mean, they're not going to get any
Only a
more.
matter of time before Griffiths hits cash out, so...
But I don't know. I don't think Morales' value is going to go up any more than it is at this current point. So if they're going to sell him, they may as well sell him now.
Why not?
I just don't. It's Scottish Premiership. I mean, he's probably playing as good as he.
Trying to tell me? Right, hold on.
He's playing as good as he can.
Right, you trying to tell me if he wins Rangers the league and say he gets into the quarterfinals Europa League, his value's not going to go up from last year?
Aye, that's going to happen, isn't it? Just wait till the first Old Firm, right? Celtic are fucking tank Rangers. But anyway, anything else to say? Or?
Hold on, you big fat spastic.
Bit uncalled for, go ahead. Right?
You're talking pish. 6-1 to beat Hibs. Celtic haven't beat a top team by that many goals. 5-1 Rangers, good night. Anyway, can I go back? I'm driving down the A77, big man, come on, even though the match was yesterday and not the day, but come on, man.
What the fuck are you driving if you're not home yet?
Because...
You must be driving Jose Mourinho's broken down bus.
This isn't Tommy Robinson in Belmarsh. You got a problem with that?
Right, good for me, right? That's it, GW. Till next week. Craig Levine, we won this week's Wanker of the Week. Have you got any thoughts on that? Or?
Be hard to find someone who could take it off.
I mean, he did turn round and say that Hearts were second best in all areas of the pitch at home against Ross County. I mean, if that doesn't earn you Wanker of the Week, I don't know what will.
Well, I mean, he's honest. Like, would you rather him say, hold on, we're great, we're the best team in the league?
Well, it's great. He's an honest guy. The only problem is he's fucking pish as a manager, like. But yeah, he's you know what I mean. He's a decent, honest individual, I guess. I mean, that's gonna win him the league. Right. Anyway, till next time.
Wanker of the Week, man.
Peace. Alright guys, and you can check out Gaming Jesus on YouTube. Just type in Gaming Jesus, and I believe he's the second person to show up. The first person's got like 400,000 views or subs even, but it's a dead channel, man, so go and subscribe to him. Fuck the other guy. Other guy's pish. And finally, last but not least, we're going to look at the next set of match fixtures for the Scottish Premiership. Now remember, there is a break next week. It is the Betfred Cup matches, so the season's only underway, man. We're already having to wait a week for the Scottish Premiership. What a joke. But anyway, Saturday the 24th of August there will be 5 games, and then obviously on the 25th Rangers will be playing St Mirren. It's at St Mirren, so it's bound to be a Sky Sports exclusive live game. But yeah, as for the Saturday fixtures, Celtic against Hearts. Now people say Hearts always play well against Celtic, and Craig Levene's got a decent record against Celtic. Now that is true, but I'm looking at how Celtic have started the season. I'm looking at how Hearts have started the season, and I mean, even being optimistic, I struggle to see how Celtic don't win this game. I'm gonna go 4-1 Celtic. I hope I'm wrong, man, but I'm gonna go 4-1 to Celtic. Up next, Hamilton against Motherwell. I'm gonna go 2-1 Motherwell. I think Motherwell will pull out the win. Hibernian against St Johnstone. It'll be a big match for Hibs. I think they need to bounce back after that shocking defeat. Well, not really shocking. It was more humiliating than anything. But yeah, I think Hibs need to bounce back. I'm going to go Hibs to beat St Johnstone by 2-0. Kilmarnock against Aberdeen. Interesting. Both teams kind of need to win this. I'm going to go Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen will win this game by 2-1. Ross County against Livingston, I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. And for St Mirren against Rangers, I'm going to go 2-0 to Rangers, guys. That is my predictions. Let me know your predictions down below. And that is it for the Scottish Fitbaw Show. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.